and quails, horned stags, geese, spiders, silent fish that inhabit the waves, starfish from the sea, and creatures invisible to the eye. In one word, life, all life, completing the dreary round imposed upon it, has died out at last. 1,000 years have passed since the earth last bore a living creature on her breast, and the unhappy moon now lights her lamp in vain. No longer are the cries of storks heard in the meadows, or the drone of beetles in the groves of limes. All is cold, cold. All is void, void, void. All is terrible, terrible. The bodies of all living creatures have dropped to dust, and eternal matter has transformed them into stones and water and clouds. But their spirits have flowed together into one, and that great world soul am I. In me is the spirit of the great Alexander, the spirit of Napoleon, of Caesar, of Shakespeare, and of the tiniest leech that swims. In me the consciousness of man has joined hands with the instinct of the animal. I understand all, and each life lives again in me.
The will-o'-the-wisps flicker out along the lake shore.
What decadent rubbish is this?
Mother!
I am alone. Once in 100 years my lips are opened, my voice echoes mournfully across the desert earth, and no one hears. And you, poor lights of the march, you do not hear me. You are engendered at sunset in the putrid mud, and flirt waveringly about the lake till dawn, unconscious, unreasoning, unwarmed by the breath of life. Satan, father of eternal matter, trembling lest the spark of life should glow in you, has ordered an unceasing movement of the atoms that compose you, and so you shift and change forever. I, the spirit of the universe, I alone am immutable and eternal. Like a captive in a dungeon deep and void, I know not where I am, nor what awaits me. One thing only is not hidden from me. In my fierce and obstinate battle with Satan, the source of the forces of matter, I am destined to be victorious in the end. Matter and spirit will then be one at last in glorious harmony, and the reign of freedom will begin on earth. But this can only come to pass by slow degrees, when after countless aeons the moon and earth and shining Sirius himself shall fall to dust. Until that hour, oh, horror, horror, horror.
A pause. 2 glowing red points are seen shining across the lake.
Satan, my mighty foe, advances. I see his dread and lurid eyes.
I smell sulphur. Is that done on purpose?
Yes.
Oh, I see. That is part of the effect.
Mother!
He longs for man.
To Dawn.
You have taken off your hat again. Put it on, you will catch cold.
The doctor has taken off his hat to Satan, father of eternal matter.
Enough of this! There's an end to the performance. Down with the curtain.
Why? What are you so angry about?
Stamping his foot.
The curtain! Down with it!
The curtain falls.
Excuse me, I forgot that only a chosen few might write plays or act them. I have infringed the monopoly. I...
He would like to say more, but waves his hand instead and goes out to the left.
What is the matter with him?
You should not handle youthful egoism so roughly, sister.
What did I say to him?
You hurt his feelings.
But he told me himself that this was all in fun, so I treated his play as if it were a comedy.
Nevertheless.
Now it appears that he has produced a masterpiece, if you please. I suppose it was not meant to amuse us at all, but that he arranged the performance and fumigated us with sulphur to demonstrate to us how plays should be written, and what is worth acting. I'm tired of him. No one could stand his constant thrusts and sallies. He is a wilful, egotistic boy.
He had hoped to give you pleasure.
Is that so? I noticed, though, that he did not choose an ordinary play, but forced his decadent trash on us. I am willing to listen to any raving, so long as it's not meant seriously. But in showing us this, he pretended to be introducing us to a new form of art, and inaugurating a new era. In my opinion, there was nothing new about it. It was simply an exhibition of bad temper.
Everybody must write as he feels, and as best he may.
Let him write as he feels and can, but let him spare me his nonsense.
Thou art angry, O Jove.
I am a woman, not Jove.
She lights a cigarette.
And I am not angry. I am only sorry to see a young man foolishly wasting his time. I did not mean to hurt him.
No one has any ground for separating life from matter, as the spirit may well consist of the union of material atoms.
To Trigorin.
Some day you should write a play and put on the stage the life of a schoolmaster. It is a hard, hard life.
I agree with you, but do not let us talk about plays or atoms now. This is such a lovely evening. Listen to the singing, friends, how sweet it sounds.
Yes, they are singing across the water.
To Trigorin.
Sit down beside me here. 10 or 15 years ago we had music and singing on this lake almost all night. There are 6 houses on its shores. All was noise and laughter and romance then. Such romance. The young star and idol of them all in those days was this man here.
Nods towards Dawn.
Dr. Eugene Dawn. He is fascinating now, but he was irresistible then. But my conscience is beginning to prick me. Why did I hurt my poor boy? I am uneasy about him. Constantine! Constantine!
Shall I go and find him?
If you please, my dear.
Goes off to the left, calling.
Mr. Constantine! Oh, Mr. Constantine!
Comes in from behind the stage.
I see that the play will never be finished, so now I can go home. Good evening.
She kisses Arkadina and Paulina.
Bravo! Bravo!
Bravo! Bravo! We were quite charmed by your acting. With your looks and such a lovely voice, it is a crime for you to hide yourself in the country. You must be very talented. It is your duty to go on the stage, do you hear me?
It is the dream of my life, which will never come true.
Who knows? Perhaps it will. But let me present Monsieur Boris Trigorin.
I am delighted to meet you. I have read all your books.
Drawing Nina down beside her.
Don't be afraid of him, dear. He is a simple, good-natured soul, even if he is a celebrity. See, he is embarrassed himself.
Couldn't the curtain be raised now? It is depressing to have it down.
Jakob, my man! Raise the curtain!
To Trigorin.
It was a curious play, wasn't it?
Very. I couldn't understand it at all, but I watched it with the greatest pleasure because you acted it with such sincerity. And the setting was beautiful. There must be a lot of fish in that lake.
Yes, there are.
I love fishing. I know of nothing